Good morning, Paradise in Thailand. It has been a couple days since I made a video. In that last video, I shared some sad news. I just kind of want to give a quick update. So that was on a Thursday, and today is Monday. So they sent Eddie after the hospital here. They sent him to a corner up in Sisaket for an autopsy. So he's in Sisaket still today, but they have to have a letter from the consulate to release him to bring him home for a funeral. And because it was over the weekend, nobody was there to do any paperwork for him. So they're expecting to get that today. They'll get him home and we'll start that 3-day ceremony probably later today or tomorrow. So I'll be in and out, but I haven't made videos for 3 days now. The guys have been tiling nonstop. We'll go take a look at that first. We still got a couple pieces left here. The gray bump in the corner will be a floor drain, washer drain, and water supply. And they just finished this up last night, and she just finished. Oh, looks like she's getting ready to grout now. This one isn't grouted. Our doors, hardwares. This one's not grouted either, but this room is finished. Just on these carefully. Shower drain, floor drain, toilet. There's a gecko behind the screen there. You think you're hiding, buddy, but you're not. They have moved in already, and we aren't even here. But I guess anywhere to get away from the snakes and the birds, they're probably happy. I don't know if you noticed, but he's cleaning the floor out here. We've been waiting on the tile for this. We haven't really been waiting. He hasn't got to it yet, but he is going to start on that today because the tile that Sumpit picked out has showed up. That's what she wants in the kitchen. She's been talking about wood floors. Obviously, it's not wood, but yeah, that showed up last night. So we'll get started on that today. Blocks here, I imagine these are for making the countertops. Floor tiles, 12 by 24. I imagine that's just more of those. Well, we had a guy come through for one day, a painter, painted this ceiling out here. Let me take a look at this over here. So I come over here and he's painting this. I called Sumpit over and I start pointing at these screws and telling her, what's he going to do with these? I mean, what's he painting this for? Because out here they did all that patchwork, covered up screws and seams and everything before they painted. Well, he's over there. And he sees me talking to her and pointing up there. And he tells her, oh, well, we're going to get it later and then we'll paint it. Well, about then he stopped painting it then. I don't think he was going to do it. But he stopped painting it and didn't paint any more of it after that. Anyhow, who knows? We caught it. So I kept talking about the electrical project in here. And I kept saying my project and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Well, everybody knows that I'm on a retirement visa. I'm not allowed to work here. So, to do projects like this, I have to hire somebody to do it. So we got a guy, let's call him Sparky, that's doing it for me, okay? So Sparky's been in here the last couple mornings and evenings in the cooler hours, getting our electrical system put in here. He's still got, I should say. We got to put a box over here for the float tank switch and bring these outlets around here. And this electrical will be done, and then we'll turn Sparky into a plumber and start getting the filters and everything set up in here. We did wire for 1, 2, 3 lights, switch, box, and put one box right out here. So depending on how much time we have in the mornings and the evenings, when it isn't blistering hot, we do need another piece of conduit, so maybe 2. We'll know this morning. See how, if I got one down here on the floor, we'll see how far that gets us. But I know we're going to need 1 for sure. Probably, yeah, we're going to need 2. So we'll get as much as we can done on this electrical with the supplies we have, and then we'll make a short list of what we haven't got, which I think right now is just the conduit. We will then start on the plumbing that needs to go in here, which is, of course, the tank and the pre-filter, pressure pump, softener, secondary filter, all of this is just going to be dependent on the weather. The forecast right now is 103 to 104, which is 39 to 40 Celsius every day for the foreseeable future with no rain. I did talk to Duke 2 days ago about doing the concrete in this driveway for me. He said he would be okay with doing it. He needs to get me a number. We measured it off, and I'm just waiting for the number on that to see what it looks like. So with that, that's all the updates we have. I'm going to go feed the fish and round up Sparky and get his ass to work. Okay, back in Paradise, late afternoon. Update on Eddie. He did make it home today. We'll go over there this evening and kind of get the layout for the next 3 days. They did say that, little background, Eddie had an office over there similar to mine where he spent about a year in a hammock under a large mango tree watching his house build. In the Buddhist culture, reincarnation and cremation is part of the process of dying. So he is going to get cremated, and they said today that they're going to put his ashes underneath that tree. So with that said, we'll be spending some time over there throughout the week. Update on what happened today. This morning, we got Sparky in here, and he was able to get the lights mounted up here in the ceiling. Finished out the conduit that we had available. Got the wires pulled for all that. This evening, he will get all the outlets installed, light switch, anything that we got available in here tonight, we'll get that done. In the morning, we will go to Taiwatsudo. We need to pick up our kitchen cabinets. Once we get all the electrical done in here, we will get Butt Crack Bob, the plumber, in here to start working on the pumps and the filters and stuff like that. It was hot as hell today, 40 degrees Celsius, 104 Fahrenheit. Fortunately, we did have a breeze most of the day, which really helps. But it's still hot. Even in the shade with the breeze blowing, you just doing absolutely nothing, just lay there and sweat. Forecast is the same. As far as the forecast reads, 103, 104 for the next week. No rain in sight. We're going to get the camera shut off. We're going to get Sparky back in here. We're going to get this electrical mostly wrapped up tonight, with the exception of we've got a piece of conduit we need to put in here, one more outlet box here, and run a piece of conduit around here in a box to put the well motor pump shutoff switch in the tank. Let's get out of here. We'll get Sparky busy, and we will see you in the morning. Good morning from Paradise in Thailand. So we got Sparky busy last night and got everything we could done in there for the electrical. Like I said, we're 2 pieces of conduit short, so we'll pick those up today and get that finished up. And then we'll get Butt Crack Bob in here to start working on the plumbing. First, we had a couple deliveries last night. One, indicator light. This is going to go on my box out there at the pole, so I can tell when PEA drops power. And more importantly, if I'm running on a generator, I can just look out there at the pole and I'll see this light lit up when they put their power back on. Real simple, just tie in 2 wires on it, no big deal. But we'll get that in sometime in the next week or 2. The other thing I took delivery of is a MTS switch, which is a manual transfer switch to switch from PEA off generator. And all it does is it creates a break between the two, so you can never have the 2 on at the same time. I ended up having to get this off Lazada because I could not find it, and nobody seemed to know where you could get them. But I had seen them on Lazada, so I knew they were around. Anyhow, we got this off Lazada, but it did not come with a box, as you can see. So today when we're in Taiwatsudo, I'm going to get a box to mount this in. That will go in the little utility room in there on the wall where main power comes in. Basically tie main power in, generator, 1, 2. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Tie your house in here. I'll have the electrician do that, but I'll give him all the supplies so it's easy for him to do it. Took Sparky about 30 minutes to get the plugs and everything wired in. So we got another line that goes over here to a switch. That switch will tie in this float switch. This float switch will be tied directly to the well motor. That switch I will wire to be a bypass to bypass this, so that when I need to back flush the pre-filter, I can just hit that switch, the well will start up and run without worrying about what position that floats in. So I'll be able to just manually turn the pump on and then flip back to this And then we need to let these conduit to run over here because I'm going to put one more outlet right here. Sparky's going to put one more outlet right here. I did have one extra blank spot in here. I did not buy a breaker for it, but I'm going to go ahead and pick one up today, put it in there. So if I ever need something in the future, I've already got it in place and ready to go. All I have to do is tie a wire in. As you can see, we got the ground wire tied into the rod outside. Don't like the looks of that, but hey, it's a freaking pump house. I should also mention this is all, they call it RCBO here, I think it is, RCBO, but it's ground fault protected, GFI in the US. RCBO, I think they call it here. So I talked the other day on a video about these stumps out here and how I had hired these guys to come and get this stuff out of here. They're out here in the heat working. I told them I'd give them 2,000 baht to get it out of here. I opened up my heart because I felt bad for them out here in the sun. Gave Sampit 3,000 baht to give to him. Well, yesterday she comes to me and says, oh, we're going to have to drag that out of here and just put it over in a corner somewhere because they can't get it out of here. Well, did you pay him already? Well, part of it. So she's paid out 2,500 baht. And I still got freaking stump laying here. I am pissed. I told her, hey, come on, get a freaking tractor or something, drag that son of a bitch out of here. I don't care what they do with it. Get it out of here. I paid them to get rid of it. Local help. That's it. I keep trying to let you guys work out here, and I keep trying to give you a chance. But this is why I don't like it. I don't want local help because they don't freaking do their job. And I'm pissed about this. All right, enough about the stumps. I talked about these lights I had ordered off of Lazada. We went around, we got them on all the posts. On this back side, I only put them on the side toward the house. Around the front, I got them toward the house and out on the road, all the way around the front. I bought 60 of them. 60 of these little solar lights, one LED. I don't know if you can see it in there. 585 baht delivered to the door. That's less, obviously, less than 10 baht per light. I don't even know how you can make them for that. But anyhow, we didn't have enough. I bought 60 of them. We got all the way around to here, and I'm going to do both sides of this side over here too. But all we've got left is from here down, and I'm going to go back and add like one on that post, and probably one on the inside of this gate post, so it kind of lights up this walkway. And then a couple down on the end. I didn't put any on the gate there, but I'm going to. But we got those ordered. Those should be here today. We'll get those lights finished up here in the next couple days. Yeah, they look really cool at night. They're just a little tiny white light. When you get out on the road, of course, it's just a nice line of white lights around there. Those lights come off of Lazada if you're interested in them. Like I said, 60 of them. They come in a pack of 4. Well, you can get them in a pack of 1 too, but I bought the pack of 4. I don't remember the price on them, but obviously they're less than 10 baht a piece. All right, we're back at the trusty Toyota. So we are going to tie Watsadu today. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to get a box picked up for this. But we also are going to pick up our kitchen cupboards overhead, over the countertop. They've had them for a while. We didn't have a place to store them, so we just left them there. We got to have them out of there in 3 more days. Or I don't know what they're going to do with them because we already paid for them, but they said they want them out of there. Getting ready to do the countertops in here, so I brought all the drawers and doors out for these kitchen countertops. The ones for the bathrooms I brought out yesterday, but he's getting ready to start on those today. He did get most of the kitchen floor done last night. Get around the edges there today and then grout it, and this will be ready. And then we'll put countertops here and there. They are still shopping for an exhaust hood for the stove. They think they've got it narrowed down, but the one they sent us, I think the hood itself is too wide for the space we left for the cabinets. Sampit's going to verify that this morning. I do have cabinet doors for the countertop out here, but I have not brought them out here yet. They're still at the house. I am also going to pick up the water softener for in the pump house today. So Butt Crack Bob can get that installed. We'll just go through the process by flow. We'll just start here, get my little bypass menagerie mounted on that pre-filter, put the pre-filter here. We're going to run across down into the tank down there, come out of the tank to the pressure pump, run over here, 45 back across, punch a hole in the wall. We'll take the garden water out through the wall before the softener. We'll put the softener in here. That secondary filter I bought we'll put here, and then from there we'll just run a line out for We do need to go see Eddie today. We didn't make it over there last night. We're getting ready to head over there, and we lost all the power in the village for about an hour. And by the time we got back home, it was just a little too late. And then we'll attend that parade that they do on the last day. Okay, we're going to get out of here, run up to Siskiyou, get that taken care of, and then we'll be back, and we'll see you this afternoon. Good afternoon. It is 5:30 p.m. It's raining. Light rain right now. It's kind of been sprinkling on and off all afternoon. Probably since about 1 o'clock. It clouded up and cooled off. Funny because I thought, man, it's nice out. It's like, got to be like 85. I looked, it was 98 degrees, but it felt cool because it's been so damn hot lately. But now it's getting humid again right now with this rain coming down. But yeah, it was a nice afternoon, so Sparky was able to get some more stuff done. Let's go take a look real quick. So we looked this morning, he had all this done here. He needed to get, well, I got it for him, but need to get a piece of conduit. These boxes only have one hole in one side of them for the conduit to go in. So you got to do this every time you want to pass through a box. There's no second hole for them. But anyhow, we got the last outlet put in. We also put in the lines. This is going to be the float switch for the well motor that's going to turn the well on and off. And with this, you take the neutral wire, you run it in, you tie it into the float in the tank. When it goes down, it makes contact and turns the pump on. When it comes up and floats up, then it turns the pump off. I have put a bypass switch in here. Yeah, I can't write very good sideways and on plastic, but anyhow. So I've got it set now. Auto is going to be on the float. Run, I can manually just force the pump to run. So it just bypasses that switch is all it does. That way, this is the pre-filter. I can switch this over to back flush and run the well pump to back flush it. Because the pump has to be able to run in order to back flush it. When it's hooked up to that float, you can't run it because there's water in the tank. So I had to put a bypass of some kind in it. Sparky did. So Sparky got that done today. He also got everything finished up in here. Did pick up an odd breaker for him to put in here just to fill that hole. They had a plug in there, but I said, hey, you know what? We're wiring. We got it tore apart. Let's just put a breaker in there in case we need it later on. Got the ground hooked up. I think we had that this morning. And then I have the temporary feed wires hooked up here, but they're not hooked up on the other box. So what I'll probably do tomorrow is have Sparky hook those up on the other end, test everything, make sure everything's working like it's supposed to be. And if it is, then I know I'm ready to start getting this plumbing done. I did put a, let me show you this, hold on. Butt Crack Bob did this, right? Butt Crack Bob the plumber. So to keep from having a violent amount of water going in there, I brought that 1-inch line in and opened it up to 1.5 inches and just kind of gave it a little waterfall down in there. So it'll just kind of flow into there instead of spraying into there, which will help keep that float level working properly. I was concerned if we just took the 1-inch line and dumped it in there, it was just going to cause a lot of turbulence. It was going to mess with that float. So I did that just to kind of open up the pipe, let the water settle down a little bit, and then just shut, basically just waterfall down into there. So everything in the tank is ready to go. Tomorrow we will get that bypass that I built the other day. We'll bring that out here. We'll get this pre-filter in line, get it over, get it into the tank. We're going to come out of the tank once again, as I said before, with the pressure pump, which I do not have out here yet. But that is basically line in, line out, and plug it in. It's ready to go. We will come back here, jump across here, run a pipe out through the wall for irrigation. That is the one that we will tie into Paradise Village for temporary use until we get this system online. That'll be my objective tomorrow, is to get Butt Crack Bob's objective. So Mr. Butt Crack tomorrow will get these all put together and try to get that line out through the wall. Butt Crack does not have anything with him to do that. So we'll see if the guys here have a drill, hammer drill we can use to punch a hole through there to get that line out. I could go through here, but this is actually the drain for the room. If you recall, I had those put in.
And for whoever it was that suggested the stainless steel pot scrubbers, I did find some, and that's what we're going to put in there to snake-proof this building. I mean, you'll never get it snake-proof, but they won't be so curious checking those holes if I got stainless steel scratch pad in there. That's our update in the pump house. I said I was going to start calling this a shop, but I've got so used to calling it a pump house, I can just keep calling it a pump house, so I guess it's a pump house. They started tiling this out here today. We did go with a 1/4-inch slope across here to get everything to run off that way if it does get under here. I mean, it really shouldn't be much. I'm sure they'll just continue working on that tomorrow. This is going to take, they probably got started on this midday, but they're off and running now, so I'm guessing by tomorrow they'll get close to probably somewhere over here, maybe close to this wall. It'll take 4 or 5 days to get this whole thing. That's if he does not stop to finish Sompit's kitchen. Not sure why he didn't finish this out. I did talk to him about that utility room, why he didn't finish that. And he's missing a piece for over there. He's for the floor drain. So he's just going to wait till he gets that part for the floor drain and then just finish it out in one whack. That's the 4th rain we've had since we started building this house. We've been pretty lucky with that. And again, I tried to time it that way. We came here right at the end of the rainy season, hoped to get a builder started early December. Everything worked out like that, and now here we are. Duke said he thought maybe by the beginning of, not next month is in May, but the beginning of June, he thought we'd be wrapping it up. He said at an absolute minimum, we'll just run a driveway straight out for now, get that slope in the back concreted so it can't wash out. We're going to go over to Eddie's place tonight for a little bit. So I'm going to get off the camera, get wrapped up, get in the truck, get out of here, get cleaned up, and go over there for a little while. And we will talk to you all in the morning. Thanks for joining us, Paradise in Thailand.